Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be giving you my WWE 2K16 review for the PlayStation 4. Now, for this review, I'm going to try to keep things a little bit more simple than how it was the last few times. If you've seen my other two reviews, you'll know that I kind of just talk to you guys and I kind of bounce all over the place, and I really don't have like a complete thought. I kind of just get my opinion out. But this is going to be different. I'm going to try to break things down. I'm going to stay on path. I'm going to give you the best review I possibly can. So let's start with my career in this game. Now, my career has been heavily edited from what it was in WWE 2K15. This year, you have many different branching options which allow you to turn face, turn heel, create teams, create rivalries, destroy teams, and stop and destroy rivalries. And this adds a whole new level of interest into my career, as anybody who's played it knows how awful the first one was. I haven't completed my career. I haven't really done much in my career. I actually very recently made it to the main roster, and after I made it to the main roster, I haven't done much. But from what I see, I'm really liking how it's going. I feel a lot more free in this my career than I did in the last one, because in the last one was just match after match, and I kind of get this feeling with that one too, but at least now I know that there is a purpose to these matches, because I can be feuding with these people, or I could become potential partners with these people. Now there's a purpose to it. It's a lot harder to get to a championship, so you have to play more and you have to work more at it, which make things even better. My career is really, really good. I think the micro invasion feature is a little bit better because, I just see my friends' characters popping up all over the place. So they move up with me, so I just don't see them once or twice, and it's not a little kind of cheap pop thing where it's cool. I see someone else's CAW. They're always there, and it constantly reminds you that everything's been edited. I mean, everything's new. I really, really like my career this year. The only bad thing I can say about my career is that, good God, the Renee Young interviews are terrible. I would put a screenshot up of Renee Young, but if you've played this game or have had any interest in this game, you have honestly probably seen the Renee Young character model, and it's so bad. It's so bad, and her interviews in this game are so bad. And it's really a shame, because this is your main way of turning heel and turning face and getting all those branching options, and it's just so bad to look at, and it never changes. It's always the same question. The best way I can describe it is, if you have heard of a game called SmackDown Just Bring It, it was one of WWE's earlier games, and the commentary was basically just a bunch of random audio clips put together, and it made it sound like a sentence. That's what this interview is. There's no change to it whatsoever. It's just a bunch of random audio clips. I was really, really disappointed in it, but around this time of year, you always hear the phrase, "It's the thought that counts," and I'm gonna apply that phrase to this. It's the thought that counts. At least 2K tried. At least they're putting in work, and that's I can't complain about them actually trying to put in work. So let's talk about the other game modes. Universe hasn't really changed that much. I can't really say much about it. I always liked Universe as it was. Not really sure what can be changed to it. The only thing that I kind of get bothered with is the fact that you can only have 3 rivalries on a show. I feel like that kind of hampers it a bit. And I hate that you can only have a one-on-one or a team versus team rivalry. You can't have a 4-man rivalry or a 6-man rivalry, which is actually really stupid when you think about it, because stuff like that happens in WWE all the time. Just this year, there's been Fatal 4-Way matches and Elimination Chamber matches, but you can't have an option to create that kind of multi-man rivalry in this game. At least not yet. I'm praying that pops up in 2K17, because then Universe mode really will be close to perfect. Showcase mode, if you saw my 2K15 review, I'm kind of getting really, really bored with Showcase mode, but I will say that they did do a good job of it. They picked a good career to follow. You get WCW stuff, ECW stuff, New Generation and Attitude Era stuff, and Brand Split Era stuff with a dip into 2003 in his last match. The Stone Cold Showcase is really, really good. I haven't done. I mean, I've seen it. I've played a little bit of it. It's all right. I mean, I can't. I'm still getting bored of it. As good as Showcase Mode was this year, I'm still getting bored of it. I would prefer if 2K just put all their eggs into the My Career basket and worked to make that as good as it possibly can be, and then just get rid of Showcase. Because I feel like that's kind of like what they do with NBA. I feel like that's kind of what they do. It's My Career is the main thing in NBA. I feel like it should be the main thing in WWE. Just get rid of Showcase. It's been around since like WWE 13 now. Just it was fun while it lasted, but you can only do so much. And I think even if you give us a pitch perfect Showcase, it's still not going to change things. It's still going to feel like, all right, we've seen this before. Let's talk about exhibition mode. There are a whole bunch of match types this year. Though I'm kind of disappointed because they didn't bring anything new, they just brought things back. And at that, they didn't even bring everything back. You still can't do tag team ladder matches or tag team TLC matches, which kind of bugs me, but at least they brought most of the options back. I would like to get a few new match types in there, or at least bring us a match type that we haven't seen in years, like a casket match or something. Just give us something. But, they brought most of the matches back, so can't really complain about that. But the real highlight of this game is the roster. It's 120 characters strong and counting because the DLC is coming out, and I think there's at least 20 new characters if you combine the 3 DLCs that give you characters. So, the roster is really, really impressive. I can't complain about this roster at all. I know a lot of people, can find problems with it, like, Sasha Banks isn't on there and Charlotte isn't in the game, but it doesn't affect me that much because, to be honest, even if they were in the game, I feel like people wouldn't use the Divas roster anyway. Sometimes I feel like people just need a gateway to complain about something, so they'll nitpick. If we have 120 people, you're not really going to play as them all anyway. I've had this game for months now, and I have not even made a dent in this roster. Maybe that's just because I like using the same people, but there's just so many people, and with the DLC, I find it hard to nitpick that these 4 girls aren't in the game. So, the roster doesn't bother me at all. It's an impressive roster. It does kind of bother me a bit that there's still multiple versions of the same person. As you can see in this match I'm showing you, this is a little test match I did and recorded specifically for a background video in this review so you can see what gameplay is like. But as you can see, there's 3 versions of The Undertaker in this game. 3 separate characters. It's irritating, but I guess they're just not going to get rid of it at this point. I mean, I can only complain so much. I mean, I guess they just like doing multiple versions of the same guy. I don't know. But let's talk about some more aspects of the gameplay. Another thing you might notice is that I do not have the new reversal system on, because the reversal system is so irritating in multi-man matches. If you're going to do the reversal system in like a tag team match, or at least a regular tag team match where it's 2 people in the ring at the same time, or at least do it in a one-on-one match, then it's fine. There's no problem with it. But if you're going to do the reversal system in a multi-man match, I'm talking triple threat up to 6 man, it is so irritating because the AI will do nothing but attack you. I was doing a Royal Rumble, and I didn't record it, and I regret it because it would have been a perfect example, but every time someone new came in, they immediately attacked me. I didn't have the reversal system on, thank God, so I was able to come back and win, but if I did, I would have been eliminated almost immediately, because it's constantly just a flow of attacks coming at you, and it's so difficult for you to gauge what to counter and what not to counter, especially when there's multiple different guys in the ring that are attacking you. And while we're talking about how the AI works, the AI is very, very stupid. Anyone who's played a ladder match or a multi-man ladder match will know that while you're climbing the ladder, if the AI are fighting each other inside or outside the ring, they won't even focus on you. Okay, they have like the lowest level of intelligence, and it's really, really irritating because that leads to a lot of times when you're gonna lose a match and you don't think you should. And I mean, it is what it is. It's another thing that I hope it gets fixed, but odds are it won't. AI intelligence has been a problem in WWE games and fighting games in general for years now, but I mean, what I can't really do anything about it. If you increase the difficulty, that does help a bit, but all that really does is just mean they attack you more, and not necessarily that they're a little bit smarter. Um, so what are these matches really like? Other than the reversal system, being kind of bad, I would say that most of the time, if you're just doing a one-on-one match, it's very, very even. It's very difficult to have a squash match in this game. I battered my opponent several times in all my matches, but they still somehow managed to come back and almost beat me. I've had several great matches in this game because of how even the matches can really, really be. Like I said, this match in general is a perfect example. That's why I chose it to record. It's just such a good even match. Look at all these life bars; they're all in red. Everybody, well, almost everybody's got their finisher or signature. It's even, and that's what I like about it. I mean, it's good that way. I mean, I like the concept of having an even match, but that also kind of means that your matches tend to drag on, which can be a little irritating at times. But if you're like me and you're playing this game just for that kind of aspect of, you really want to, have what it's like in real life, then yeah, it is good to have an even match. And like I said, increasing difficulty does help it a bit, but it doesn't change much. You're still gonna odds are you're still gonna have a really, really even and enjoyable match, which is a good thing. Um, the submission system is another thing that a lot of people have had problems with. I'm kind of iffy on it. I don't mind the new submission system at all because it's not really that difficult. I think people just have a problem with it because it's new, and the old submission system was literally smash buttons until you get out of it, which is something that a lot of people do in these kind of games. But I don't mind it. I think it's just something that people need to get used to, and once they get used to it, that's when things are going to start turning around. I think the submission system isn't really that difficult. I don't see why people complain about it other than it's just new to them. Um, but yeah, that pretty much about sums it up. The gameplay is very good. I mean, maybe definitely change the reversal system, and that's pretty much the only negative I can really say. A lot of people would hate on the submission system, but I don't hate on it. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. As for a final review or a final grade, I would say this game receives about a 3.5 out of 5. It's a solid B plus game. It's not perfect by any means. My career still desperately needs a few edits to it. The reversal system's bad. Gameplay's fine. The roster's fine. Definitely get rid of showcase mode. Just stop it. We're tired of it at this point, no matter how good you make it or who you make it about. And WWE 2K16 is definitely a game that you should buy. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, even if you're just curious about this game, pick it up. You're never going to get bored with it because there's so many characters, there's so many match types, and there's so much to do. Thank you guys, and I will see you all in the next video. But I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to let you finish watching this match, even though it's kind of already over. But
You're watching what is guaranteed to be a Hell in a Cell match for the ages.
Yeah, and that's saying something given the Hell in a Cell matches we've seen over the years. Oh, The Undertaker! The Undertaker! Hey, he's going for it again! The Undertaker delivers the pain and
started down behind his feet and just kept coming.
Woo-hoo, man, that came out of left field. I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to go. When he gets going like this.
Really rolling now is The Undertaker. He's making a statement here with this attack.
Look at the dead man.
Choke slam. Oh. The Undertaker's going to put him in the grave right here.
The Undertaker's going to have his opponent resting in peace.
The Undertaker, what a maneuver.
Now that's a finish.
Makes the cover.
1, 2. This match has taken so much out of this guy. He's not going to give up. But man, this has been physical. Whoa! Whoa!
And The Undertaker goes for the tombstone pile driver. And when a man that big lays that one on you, it's as good as over.
You're right, Cole. I'd say this one.
What a huge win.